All right. Let's move you around here. Let's see. Oh, good. I don't have to. Okay, friends. So, right intention. And I do like the translation here as intention. I don't like the translation when people use it as thought. Because if you understand the mind, you understand that thoughts just are external. They arise. They come out of nowhere, right? You can have a thought to kill somebody, right? But that's not your intention, right? So what you're doing is you are building the habit of right intention. Thoughts are just thoughts, right? And as you understand, that they're not you, that you don't have to identify with them and accept them as true, you can question them, then you are intentionally molding what will arise in your mind in the future. So right intention here, I think, is the right way to translate this. I think this is a good one. And so we have 3 right intentions. You have the intention for goodwill, metta. The intention for, First one is nekkhamma, renunciation, letting go, as opposed to craving, clinging, grasping. Second is goodwill, as opposed to ill will. Third is avihingsa, means harmlessness. You do not wish to harm any other beings or yourself. You want to live a harmless life, right? Where you minimize, you don't harm other beings. So these 3 intentions are 3 intentions that you find in a wonderful sutta where the Buddha gives you a technique, a training on how to practice in such a way to develop right intention. It's Majjhima Nikaya number 19, Dvaita Vitakka Sutta. It's 2 kinds of thought sutta. And in this sutta, this is where the Buddha says, when I was a bodhisattva, before I was awakened, I decided to discriminate my thoughts, to categorize my thoughts into 2 types. And essentially the 2 types are right intention and wrong intention. Thoughts of ill will, thoughts of clinging, grasping, covetousness, thoughts of harmfulness. And the other side, thoughts of letting go, thoughts of metta, goodwill, and thoughts of harmlessness. And he investigated the thoughts as they arose, and he identified, this is a thought that is related to greed or hatred, right? Ill will, covetousness. And when I observed this, I abandoned it and it went away. This doesn't mean that you're forcing it away. It means that you observe, you understand what it is. You decide, I'm not going to attach to that. I'm not going to feed it. And it just goes away. Most of the time. If it doesn't go away, then that's what the next sutta is for. Majjhima Nikaya number 20, removal of distracting thoughts. But most of the time, you'll see, and this is bared out in my own experience, if you catch an unskillful thought, most of the time just acknowledging it, bringing it out to the light of day, observing it, that in and of itself will usually cause it to disappear. So it is our job as Buddhist practitioners following the Noble Eightfold Path to constantly feed thoughts of goodwill, letting go, and harmlessness in our minds, and to starve thoughts of covetousness, ill will, and harmfulness. That's an ongoing job. As long as you're awake, that job doesn't end. Right? That's part of mindfulness. And this is part of when you do Satipatthana, and you develop that as long as you're awake practice, then you can see all the time. It's very easy to observe the thoughts arising and the mind, what's happening in the mind, and then I will abandon these thoughts. You can do something. I will just as they came. And then as you do that, I kind of have an image or some years ago of like a swing, like, you know, that you push a child on a swing, and as you push, you're giving it momentum, you're giving it energy. And if you push enough, what happens? The swing goes all the way up. It's centrifugal force. It pushes against gravity and it goes around. And so that's what's happening with your thoughts in your mind, right? A thought arises, a thought of greed, and you like it and you feed it and you think about it, you contemplate it more and more and more and more and more, and you're giving it that energy. You're pushing it, and you're pushing it hard enough that later it's going to come back around. It's going to come back again. And you keep pushing it, and it keeps coming around quicker, faster, more, more, more. On the other hand, once you start to realize, whoa, you don't even have it, like the swing that's coming around. You don't, because if you try to stop it, what happens? You actually can get hurt trying to stop something coming around really fast. You don't stop it. You just let it go. You just don't do anything with it. You say, okay, thought arises, thought comes back around again. I don't feed it. So just serve it. It comes back slower. It takes longer for it to revolve back around again. It comes back slower and slower and slower and slower until it stops. That's the practice. That's the goal. That's what you want to do. You want to completely and fully abandon these thoughts of greed, covetousness, ill will, hatred, harmfulness, all of these things, right? And we do this over years and years and years, and we see slowly, slowly, slowly how so many things come around much more slowly. They're much weaker, and some things don't come around at all anymore because we've fully let them go and we've fully stopped. The swing has stopped. There's no more energy, no more momentum. Spiritually successful and peaceful weekend. Sukhi Hotu, may you be happy, practice well and be well. And I'll see you on Monday morning for more Morning Monastery Experience and Monday night for Dhammapalooza. Have a good weekend.